So we can go ahead and refill it again soon. Uh, oh, you little bugger! Ahoy, my hatchlings, and welcome to another episode of Timecraft. And today, we are finally going to be starting on a creeper farm, and we're going to make ourselves a rocket shop. Now, last episode, we talked about that we were going to go ahead and outline the island. Now, I've gone ahead and done that. Also, last episode, we had a problem with the bitrate, and I sorted that out, so hopefully all the movements here should be nice and smooth and not get all jittery and screwy. So we have gone ahead and set out our outline here, and let's just hop into a spectator mode so we can really see what we're looking at here. So here we are in our spectator mode, and you can see there is my beautiful face. And now we are able to fly around and really get a view of how big this thing is that we have planned. Now these two straight edges there are going to be harbor stuff, so it doesn't matter that they're straight and not nice and fluid like the rest of these things are. But this is going to be huge. Really, really huge. Even just laying all this stuff down for this outline took shulker boxes of material, so we're probably going to need a couple hundred shulker boxes of material. So I think one of the things we should definitely do is build a stone farm eventually, even though I've been waffling back and forth on that quite a bit. And this is really, really massive of a project. The city on the inside won't necessarily actually be that big, but it should be very fun. So our main base will sort of go over here, and then we will have buildings along here. And these buildings will probably actually all be at a 45-degree angle, which should make things quite interesting to build up. And then we're going to have mountains and ridges all the way around with these beacons on top of each of the mountains sort of surrounding the city, and I think it will be lovely. But this is a huge project, and you figure we have probably around 600 hours worth of time in order to get this project done, and we've already used 30 of that, and just, oh boy, this is a huge project, and I'm wondering if maybe I've bitten off more than I can chew, and that has me just a little bit worried. But if it does prove to get too much, then we can always do stuff to modify this area and maybe turn it into an island chain or something. But hopefully I will be able to fully build up this thing, and I think it's going to be super awesome. But let's go ahead and jump back into our normal view now. And we are definitely going to need to install Optifine, because you can't actually, inside the city you can see everything just fine, but you won't be able to see one end to the other end of this island, and I want to really be able to see the whole thing at once, especially from a distance. I think it's going to look just amazing. But with that, let's actually jump back into our main view, and then we can get started on what we're going to be doing this episode. And we are back in survival mode, and yeah, this really is a really massive project, and this is probably what we're going to be working on. This is going to be our main project for this season, and I really have no idea how long it's going to take, but it's certainly going to take quite a long time, and we will probably be working in this area basically the whole season. Now, the Easter egg hunt game has still been going on quite a bit, and I have a couple more Easter eggs, and the thing has been refilled, so we can go ahead and grab that. But I think there's a good place that Easter eggs are probably hidden that I haven't checked yet, and that's all those islands in the Sky Cities. So I think I'm going to go over there and give that place a check and see if I can't find any Easter eggs. This is my third time ascending this waterfall to get the barrel that I can see there, because I can see it from the other island. Hold on, does this go around this way? Oh, I can get it there. Ooh, very rare. Awesome. So let's go ahead and gather up some of those goodies there, and go ahead and pop this guy off. And now we can go back to the base. Actually, let's go fulfill our thing, or go stick all our raffle tickets in there. So here we are in the shopping district, back at the Easter thing. And we have 20 eggs that we can go ahead and toss in here, as well as a raffle ticket. And fortunately, I do have a single level. We're not going to put that in yet, just in case we get any more raffle tickets from this. So let's go ahead and do this. And there's another diamond. Okay, so I mean, we won 4. It was just we lost a lot. We lost a lot in a row there. But let's go ahead and rename our raffle ticket to Splashes. And we can go ahead and toss that in. Now for that, let's head on back to the base. Well, Death and Rusty are finally here, so we can now go ahead and get started on our creeper farm. And we have a fun little design over in the creative test world, but we can get started. So with that, let's jump on in to Hyperspeed build mode and get building ourselves a lovely creeper farm and begin this first industrial revolution. And end of Hyperspeed build mode, and we now have ourselves a, well, you know, I normally say it's lovely. I'm gonna leave that out. We have ourselves a creeper farm. It's hideous. It really is just absolutely hideous. And it's kind of terrible, actually. I'm not sure if it's just the server settings, or because right now we're just down here and there's still a lot of caves down here that are lit up. But the rates are terrible. We've been running this thing for a little while, off and on, and we're seeming to get about a gunpowder a minute. So right now we're looking like we're getting about a stack an hour. That's really, really poor rates compared to the probably, I was hoping to get around 1,000 compared to the around 10,000 that I was supposed to be getting in testing. But for whatever reason, these mob farms never seem to work as well in-game as they say they're supposed to. Now, inside this mob farm, it's a cat-based mob farm. So if you were to break open this, so inside you can see there is a cat. So mobs will spawn, or creepers will spawn in there. They'll run away from the cat and fall down that gap. And that's how this farm is supposed to work. And this farm should only produce creepers, and we had quite a bit of a problem with spiders spawning, because we thought buttons would stop the spiders from spawning. They did not. They did not, so we had to use carpets. But that seems to be working so far. And these little structures on the outside here are just so we can turn the whole farm on and off with this flick of this lever back here. Now, this storage system and this lever activation, it's not permanent. The farm's going to stay here, but the levers and storage, that's all going to get moved and go to a much better place eventually. But my goodness, this farm is ugly. Though, one of the great things about being where I am, so from my little lighthouse, I can't see anybody. The only thing I can see here now is this farm. And this farm can't see anybody else either. Because that very tip of the island there is Nuke's Island, but this entire farm is just out of render distance, which is fantastic, so no one should ever have to see this ugly thing. I think once I actually start building up the mountains, this might be one of the first spaces I start to build up the mountains, because my goodness, it's just ugly. It's like a brutalist building, but without any of the charm of brutalism. But one of the things we need to do now is we need to go ahead and build ourselves an AFK platform and try and AFK overnight a bit. Well, at this point we'd only get a few hours, but that's still something. And we can actually start producing rockets. But we need to get way up into the sky, and we want to do it not directly over the mob farm, because otherwise that could screw with the raids. So we're going to do it off to the side a little bit, and go way up into the sky, so hopefully none of the caves down here get lit. So with that, let's jump ahead and build ourselves a little hot air balloon to AFK in. So, About an hour has passed, and we have finished our AFK spot, and Beard is making quite a lot of money off us because of the amount of wool we need to buy, and the amount of wool we're going to need to buy for basically this whole thing. We're definitely going to have to negotiate some sort of bulk price, or I might have to make myself my own wool farm. But there we have it. It is a cute little hot air balloon way up in the sky. The water stream did get a little screwed up, so I'm going to have to fix that. But I just wanted to try and get a nice view of it, and I think it's cute. I think maybe the balloon part needs to be a little bit bigger, but I think it'll look nice. Now, during the hour I spent up there, we actually gathered a fair bit of gunpowder. So we got about 4.5 stacks in that hour, and that's not too bad. That's pretty good rates. It's still nowhere near the theoretical rates of this farm, but you know, for practical rates, I'll take that. Now, we're going to go ahead and fix this water stream, and we are going to go ahead and AFK for a couple hours tonight before the server restarts at 3 a.m. for Eastern Time. And in the morning, when we come back, that is going to build us a sugarcane farm, so we will have all the ingredients needed to make rockets. So, with that, let's jump ahead into the future! Oh no, oh no, oh no, ow. Well, I can't get up there. Heck. So it's the next morning. Actually, it's afternoon by now. So it's the next afternoon, and we've been AFKing all night. And plus a little bit more. And that has gone ahead and started construction on the sugarcane farm, which I have not helped at all in. Not one single bit. No, I have not spent the last couple hours helping out. Any accusations like that are completely false and baseless. But what I do want to actually show you here is how much gunpowder we've actually collected. So we don't have much in these chests, because we've had to keep shifting the gunpowder over, and this farm has turned out to be much more efficient than we intended. So there's 1 double chest, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and almost 7. Almost 7 double chests of gunpowder. That's enough to make almost 40 shulker boxes of rockets. Or Flight 1 rockets. And that's really cool. That's really exciting. That's so many rockets. So, we need to get the sugarcane farm running, and then we need to go ahead and build up our shop. And hopefully we'll be able to do that before my body stops cooperating, because, oh boy, do I have a nasty headache right now. But we are going to go ahead and help Death get his minecart unloading systems all set up, so we can actually get things going and start actually having sugarcane and making lots and lots of goodies here. And I think it's gonna be awesome. For that, let's jump into the future. And it goes.
Oh crap! Oh no!
Bye bye, Rusty.
No!
Now I'm in here too. Okay, so it's taken a couple hours, and this has been a lot more complicated than I was expecting it to be, but we do believe that we are almost finally ready with this farm. So the farm idea is fairly simple here. We grow a bunch of sugarcane, and we have a flying machine that will just go back and forth along here. Now this flying machine is a nice simple little machine, very easy to make, and it'll just break all the sugarcane, which will fall down into these gaps, and then come over here and be picked up by a set of hopper minecarts. Now we just use a bunch of little hopper stations here. The stuff will feed into here, and then or into this dropper, which will go into a water stream, and then we just use this to power the dropper. And then in order to prevent these minecarts from running back and forth, because they can get stuck on the chunk borders, we want to make sure that these minecarts aren't moving. So we've gone ahead and created this little system right up here, which has sticky pistons, which pushes these blocks out when we turn the farm on. So that way we can go ahead and make sure that or that will go ahead and power these things, so this system is actually able to run, and the minecarts will take off. We have to use these note blocks here, though, because unfortunately, the game's a little weird with the way that it does its updates, and you just need these note blocks so these pistons will actually update and pull back. Otherwise, the whole thing doesn't work. But what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and sort out how long of a delay we actually need on this thing. So with that, I think we can finally give this thing its inaugural test run. So, Death, would you do the honors?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
And it just flies along, and you can see that it's pushing all the stuff into these little things here. Now these minecarts are going to get stuck because we currently do not have this being held long enough, but it just goes along, and this farm should give us around 28 stacks every single time we run it, which is quite cool. In hindsight, though, Death, I did forget to record how long this is taking to get down to one end.
Yeah, I forgot my. I'll just look at the recording after we do this, and I'll just take a look.
And it gets to the end, and then it starts flying back. And that's really all there is to this design. It's a very nice, simple machine. And I think it should be really great. So, we might have mumbled the server with this sugarcane farm. Because the server crashed about 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere in that range, after we ran this farm. So, we went back in time a little bit and had to rebuild some things. We have gone ahead and we now have ourselves a timer, so this thing should all be set up. Warning. We are about to test the sugar cane farm again. Be advised. Okay. I think we've given fair warning to everyone now. Though this isn't a very big farm, so I really hope this farm didn't crash the server, or we're going to have a really tough time with some redstone machines here. Death, if you are ready, please give us the button. And the machine is off. So this just goes along breaking this, and what this machine does here is this just extends the time for how long this thing runs. So these minecarts will run back and forth for about 2.5 minutes, which is enough time for this machine to get down and back, and so it should be able to pick up any stragglers and get rid of all of the goodies that it's carrying with it, and deposit them all down in those chests, all the way down over there. So far, so good. The server hasn't crashed. So, that's good. That's good. Okay, and the machine is almost back. So, hopefully this thing should be working all just fine. So the machine should land here now. There we go. And shortly enough, this... Oh, geez. Okay, maybe I have really misjudged how long I need these things to run for. Because this is going to be running for quite a while longer. I must have screwed up my timing. I guess we'll have to test this a couple more times. But the server hasn't crashed. So I don't think it was our fault. This time. So we've been running this farm for a little bit, off and on. It takes a while for everything to grow up. It actually takes quite a long time. But we already have gathered ourselves quite a bit of sugarcane all the way down there. I think we have a couple double chests for it. And this farm is running nice and efficiently too. We've moved stuff around and rearranged this a little bit so it has some more storage capacity. So hopefully it won't overflow on us. But we're getting lots of material, so we should be able to make lots and lots and lots of rockets. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get to doing the shop today. This sugarcane farm took a lot longer than I was expecting, or Death was expecting. Really, any of us. It took a really long time. So we'll have to do that shop next time, and we're gonna have to do that before we go to the end. Because people are gonna want rockets, because it's finally time to get on Elytra, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to be able to fly again. Oh my goodness, I love flying in this game, and I'm so excited to be able to fly again. But with that, I believe it is time for us to end. This episode has been recorded, by and large, on Twitch. So if you want to watch us record the episode and interact with us, a link will be in the description below. Also, if you're interested in joining the server or talking to some of the people on here, there's a link to our Discord. And if you have a question or comment or want to reach out, just leave something down below and we can chat. So with that, I've been Splashes. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye bye!